For today's Ask Lou, I'm going to show you how to make chocolate roses using modelling chocolate, sometimes called cocoa form, or chocolate plastique, or even chocolate leather. They're a very simple process. You don't need any tools besides a mat to work on and your hands. The paste comes in dark chocolate. You can mix up a milk chocolate or you can make a white chocolate version. They're all very simple. You can get the recipes off our website. I'm using the dark chocolate paste. It's slightly firmer than the others. It's a good one to practice with. You want to start off by making just a small cone shape. It doesn't have to be a perfect form. Push that down onto your board and it'll just stay put there. The chocolate paste sticks to itself, so there's no need for glues or anything like that. Next, you want to take a piece of paste and gently squash it into a D shape. Press out the outer edge of your petal, thinning it so that it's really quite thin on the edge, but the whole petal doesn't need to be very thin, otherwise you'll have difficulty with floppy petals. Put the paste down on the board and gently stroke with your finger and you'll get a beautiful shine for the surface of your petal. For the first petal, you want to take your cone and wrap this petal very tightly right around the cone. Close up the space up to the top so you lose the cone completely. Bring this petal down towards you as you wrap it to close up that shape so that there's no visible cone at the top. Once you've wrapped the cone, simply pinch off any excess at the bottom and set your cone down on the surface. Work the same process again for the next petal. Take a piece of paste, press out a D shape. Again, don't worry about it being a perfect curve. No rose petal is exactly perfect. Put it down on the surface again and gently stroke, which will bring up the shine. The sizes of your petals can also vary. Don't worry if you've got little ones and big ones. That shiny surface you want to be facing your cone. Gently roll back the edges of the petal. Create a little bit of movement and cup the petal so that it's going to come round this cone in a nice petal shape. Fix it on one end. Begin to curl it around the cone, but don't bring it all the way around, and set it down again just sitting there. It'll hold itself in shape. Continue to press out the shape for your next petal, gently smoothing it out and giving it that shine. You may want to make slightly bigger petals as you get further out on your rose. Remember to create that shape on each petal as you do it and cut the petal round to get that natural shape. Tuck it inside the petal that you've already fixed on and just wrap the two gently round each other and you'll begin to see the shape of your rose forming. Again, don't put it all the way back against the cone. Set it down, ready to make the next petal. You now want to continue adding petals one at a time. Tuck each one inside the previous one. So take your next petal. You can see I've prepared a few fairly random shapes. Prepare each petal with a little tweak and tucking it round before you tuck it inside and around your rose. Take the next one, a little movement to the outer edge of the petal, cup the petal and bring it inside your previous petal and tuck it round the rose. I'm doing about 8 or 9 petals here. We tend to work in odd numbers on flowers. They tend to look nicer, though nobody's actually going to count the petals on a rose like this. They're probably just going to eat it. Carry on tucking them round for whatever size of rose you actually want. Obviously you could do a selection of some buds and some full roses. You don't need to make them all a large rose like this. I probably don't need that last one. I've got a nice shape there. So I'll just make sure I'm happy with the shape I've got there. And you'll find there's a big lump of paste here on the back. This big lump of paste you can simply trim off. I'm using a fine palette knife. It's firm paste, it'll cut through nice and easily and gives you a nice flat base so that you can sit that on top of a cake, cupcake, whatever you like. Make sure you're happy with the arrangement of your petals. And there you go. As you see, you can do it in white. You can use the milk chocolate, which can simply be a mix of white chocolate and dark chocolate paste, or you can make up a recipe using just milk chocolate. Go away and have some fun.